Thanks for listening to Cracks of Light. This is episode 2. He Told Her to Beat Me. Written, directed, and produced by John Reedburg.
I had never told Mama about the light, and for as much as I screamed for her that night, I couldn't tell her about the girl whose face poked out. Mama didn't believe in ghosts. Was the orb and the girl an alien, a spirit, or a figment of my imagination? The consequences of figuring that out were too great. Mama never behaved like other mamas. Maybe this was because she was 14 when she had me. Maybe it was her height. At 4'11", she was only 3 inches taller than me by the time I was 9. Mama was the big evil sister I never had. She dyed her long dreads into the colors of the rainbow with Kool-Aid. She had lost weight and had welts on her arms from drug use. Mama had been pretty before she got hooked on dope, although she still had a lot of boyfriends. They were called sugar daddies. They bragged about how she looked better than the girls in rap videos. She was never too cute to be mean. Telling Mama about the light, well, I couldn't. One time when the orb came into my room, I ran into hers, my heart beating fast, screaming, "Mama, there's something in my room! It won't go away!" Sat on her bed in her bathrobe, she didn't move. As steam poured into the room from the running shower, through the crack under the bathroom door, all Mama did was stare out the window in a daze. "Mama, did you hear me? Go back to sleep, Demetrius," she said, and didn't turn around or break her gaze. "If you don't, I'll have him deal with you when he gets out of the shower. I know you don't want that, do you?" "No, ma'am." "That's a good boy." I had to face the light to avoid the pain Mama's terrible half so often inflicted. A part of me wanted him to die in that shower. Mama called him Mr. Geppetto. He pulled her emotional strings, but he wasn't my father or my mother's boyfriend. Mr. Geppetto was Mama's bipolar disorder. He became a part of her life before I was born. She hoped and prayed he would never be a part of mine, but he stuck around, and she hated him for it. Mama described him as an elderly, sweet-faced Italian man with lined bifocals and a thick, furry mustache the color of train smoke. He wore black trousers and a brown Dupioni silk vest, a cream linen shirt, and a leatherwork apron, worn like the calluses on his fingers. She loved how his eyes were the same color as the ocean. I called her manic moods, the blues. The blues made her despise anything that made me happy, even if it was something that Geppetto told her he wanted me to do. She told me that someone had to step in as my dad. Black fathers didn't exist for black boys. Mama thought a white man should have taken his place, so she thought Geppetto did a better job, even though he was just an imaginary man that lived in her head. Geppetto was the co-parent in a single-parent household. Whatever he said, she did, and he told her it was okay to beat me. Geppetto had her punch me in the eye and lock me in the kitchen closet. The cabinet was small, dark, cramped, and reeked from the damp mops hung upside down, propped against the wall to dry. Light-headed and thirsty, I waited for signs that Mama remembered I was there, that she was ready to forgive me. But there was nothing. Nothing until a voice emerged from the darkness. "Do you want something to eat?" I opened my eyes wide. "Are you hungry?" A speck of brightness appeared and grew from blackness. It was the light. I nodded at the glowing ball. The girl's smiling face formed on the surface of the orb. "Don't worry, I got you." The closet door opened. A giant chocolate cake and a large glass of grape juice were on the kitchen table. My eyes grew big with excitement. "Oh man, now do you want to be friends?" I was too hungry to respond. I charged at the table like a madman and devoured the cake, using my hands as utensils. Who had time for forks, knives, and spoons? I downed the juice with a mouthful of dessert, emptying it all into myself. With a full stomach, I belched. I forgot the light was still there. "Do you even have any manners?" "Excuse me. We're friends now, right?" The orb moved in circles around the shadowy kitchen. I contemplated an answer, but before I could respond, the sound of footsteps neared the kitchen. A finger reached across the wall, turning on the light switch. Mama saw me there with icing on my hands and face. The orb disappeared. "What you doing? Eating up all that cake? That food was for company, boy. How do you think you'll feel about that?" "Mama, it wasn't me." She beelined towards me, smacking me across the face. I fell to the floor, crying. Tired of you lying? I better not ever hear you talking that way again. Now get your black butt back in that closet before I beat it off you. The closet door closed on me. No, light girl, we weren't friends.
If you enjoyed this podcast and wish to support us, be sure to share and subscribe and purchase Cracks of Light, a novel by John Charles Reedburg from anywhere you buy books. Stay blessed. See you next episode.